Welcome to another episode of Power Alphas. I'm one of your co-hosts, Sabby Piscitelli, and I am with my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fiance, Mandy Saccomanno, better known as Mandy Rose in that social media world. Today is a special one. Today is about winding down the year 2023. Today is about the recap of the holidays, and also I want to get into on this show today about what is everybody's 2024 New Year's resolutions and what can we do to keep on path. And baby, I'm so glad to be back with you. And today we're actually in a new studio in New York.
Yes.
So I'm excited to film this. How you doing today, babe?
Doing great. Yes, we've been in New York visiting my family.
Absolutely.
A lot of things happening. It's been really crazy, but we are super blessed. And it's so crazy that like Christmas is next week.
Was it 15 days away? It's the 15th today. Unbelievable.
Wild. So yeah, we want to talk about all the things this past year. I mean, a lot of things going on, and we're just super grateful for this platform to be able to talk to you guys and share all these amazing memories and some of our resolutions.
It's okay. It's a little tongue twister.
Some of our resolutions, how we maintain those resolutions, some of the things that we might have made mistakes this past year that we want to kind of, change. But yeah, it's been awesome. So let's dive right in. What do you think?
Let's jump right in. First, let's jump into 2023. What a year, huh?
What a year.
What
Wow.
a year it's been. And we're so blessed. Like you said, we're in New York. We just got a second home. And we're setting it up and we're enjoying. We're going to spend the holidays there. I'm flying my parents in, my brother.
Exciting first time
Yeah.
holidays in New York. Let's talk about that for a second
Okay.
because this is the first holiday where both of our families are going to be together.
Wow. I didn't even think about that. That is a good
Right?
point.
So normally, well, not normally, I should say. The last couple years, we actually have been up in New York
Yep.
for Christmas, right? The last 2 years.
Yes,
we've
2 years.
said.
I know you because when your brother
Yeah,
passed, you came back
it was-
up last year.
It was
Yeah.
tough last year to be away from the family, so we had we went up, but we obviously are always with your family down in South Florida. But it'll be the first holiday with both of our families, which should be interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
I know, there's dysfunction in every
There's
family.
going
We
to be
all
some
know
dysfunction,
that.
but it's okay.
I certainly have some in mind. We already have spoke about some. But it should be fun. I mean, all the holidays are about spending time with the family.
Absolutely.
So it should be exciting. But we're gonna be having it at our new house.
I'm really excited about that, actually.
I'm really excited because we don't even have an oven yet. We bought a new oven, but
We don't know if it's going to be
it's
installed
not
by
in
then.
yet. So we're probably gonna be cooking everything at my new dad's deli.
Well, let's touch on that for a second. Why don't we start the show with that? I want to
Yeah,
first say
that's the most
congratulations to you and your family. Talk about you opened up a new deli. I know you guys had a location in Carmel, and you guys are fortunate to get a little bigger location in Mayapack. And you guys been open, what now? Is it 10 days? 2 weeks?
Yeah, about 10 days.
And you guys been absolutely killing it. Social media buzz has been absolutely nuts. You guys were on the ribbon cutting for the opening.
Yep.
Talk about that a little bit, because it's I think it's an amazing accomplishment, babe. Where I know last couple years you've done financially really well, and I really do admire that you stepped in and helped your family with a new opportunity. And kind of reamp the whole family of giving them a new location. It's kind of like remotivates you a little bit. It's kind of Groundhog's Day sometimes. You go to the same old deli, and it was getting old and wear down a little bit. So talk about that a little bit, because I think that's something that all your fans need to hear out there, that you stepped up and really helped your family create this new deli. I think it's going to be a tremendous opportunity.
Yeah, it's been really amazing, and it's a blessing that I'm able to do this and help them. They all work extremely hard, and it's a tough business in general, like restaurant, deli, catering. We do a lot of catering, but my dad's had this business for over 30 years. Right when I was born was when he opened up the deli on Fair Street in Carmel, which he had. It was on the corner. It was a corner location. It was great. It had gas. It had, it was big for like the morning commute of like newspaper, coffee, get your gas, get a sandwich for lunch. Like it's just a convenience store. It was really successful. And I was just born, so there was, they had 4 kids and they were hustling and they were doing well at the time. And then, things didn't work out as planned. We had to move locations, but my father had restaurants prior to the deli. So he's always kind of been in that, not always, but he was in that field for a while. So then they moved not too far and then opened up another location. So it's been a lot. The past 16, 17 years, they were at the same location in Carmel. And like you just mentioned, it was time to revamp and kind of just get a fresh coat of paint, evolve a little bit, modernize the place. This new spot that we have is beautiful. I'm sure you guys have seen on social media. It's more open. We made it super clean. It used to have, it was a successful deli prior to that. So we kind of have brought our clientele over to this new spot.
With their clientele.
And just with the modernized, just what we've done, I feel like it's just very eye-catching and people want to check it out. And we created a really big social media buzz, which is cool. So I'm in charge of all that because my dad's old school and, he still doesn't even, he's always like, this social media, whatever. So, but it's been great. And I'm really grateful that I'm able to help them. And Sabby actually has been helping.
Not fun.
Tell the story. No, when we're really busy, guys, in the middle of a rush, I'm at the counter pretty much just taking the money, and I make sandwiches here and there because I know how to do it.
You run the cash register, okay? Let's make that clear. I'm like the security. I kind of just monitor everything. You know what I'm saying?
You are, yeah. You're
I'm like the big guy that just
kind
of sits in the corner. If anyone wants to start no trouble, they don't want to start no trouble if I'm standing there.
I
taste all the food.
Oh, he tastes.
I taste all the food. By the way, it's the best Italian food I've ever tasted. And I mean that. I come from an Italian family. My dad straight off the boat from Italy. They cook a tremendous Italian food. Their deli is unbelievable. Their hot food, their cold food, their subs, chicken parm, anything, chicken cutlet.
Super fresh.
It's it's unbelievable.
Everything's made to order. So
Absolutely.
we don't let things sit. We don't.
No.
It's everything. Like my dad's making fresh mozzarella. 2-3 batches a day.
Absolutely.
Chicken cutlet
is unbelievable.
Fresh. That's what someone actually just came up to me at the gym yesterday, and they were just like, that was the freshest chicken cutlet sandwich I've ever had.
When I was there last week, no joke, that lady said she drove 2 hours for your dad's fresh moots.
Oh, the fresh mozzarella, people say is literally and you got Ginzaloon, people come in from all over, but real Italians that they're I've had mozzarella everywhere, and your father's mozzarella is the best. So I'm not just bragging about it, but it is really good. And I told Sabby when we originally were in Florida, and he brought me to a deli that is a great deli in South Florida. And I was like, oh, it's good. I said, but you haven't tasted our deli. And he's like, oh, really? Of course, he thought I was.
Well, it was the best Italian deli in South Florida.
It is great, but you guys know the water's different.
Yeah, the bread, it's just different.
It's just different. So I said, well, wait till you come up,
Yeah, she won. I had to apologize.
I just need that
she
validation.
Nah, she won. So. It was. And they actually, VNS, shout out to VNS, by the way. VNS actually catered my draft party in 2007 when I got drafted to the NFL. So ever since then, I've always had a connection with them. They always had a picture on the wall of me. I signed for them. But they're tremendous Italian deli in South Florida. If you're in South Florida, hit VNS. But it doesn't, it's just different when you're in New York. It's kind of like you can't duplicate the pizza in New York. You can't duplicate the bagels for some reason. I don't know why the bagels in New York.
It's the bread.
You can't duplicate it.
It's the water. But also the best thing about us too is quality is amazing. But we also like the people say in restaurants, you turn tables. We turn people, if that's the thing, but so fast. We're just fast paced. It's New York. It's you got a lunch break, you got an hour break, you got to come in, you got to eat lunch, you got to get out. We like that fast pace, but you're getting quality sandwiches. So long story short, very happy for them. We've been crushing it. It's really, really busy right now, especially because of the holidays and Christmas. They don't sleep Christmas Eve, so that should be fun. But yeah, that was the end of the year highlight, I would say, right, for us?
Yeah, we've had a pretty exciting year, but I think that is something that that fulfillment of helping family, when you start to have a little bit of success financially where you can do that, I think it's kind of what we work so hard for, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of what I was always motivated for when I played, and I watch you, and you're so humble, and you stay so grounded, and I admire that. But yeah, so now, let's talk about the holidays a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Everyone loves Christmas. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves New Year's. But I know me personally, we're huge on health. Health
Yes.
is wealth, physical, mental. I know for me, I love the holidays. Not only I love the holidays, but I love the challenge that I kind of wind down my physical training and mentally. I kind of like let my body take a little breather. I usually try to stop lifting weights a little before Christmas. And then I kind of motivate myself by kind of creating a whole new workout structure, a whole new workout plan going into January 1st. It's kind of like you're almost like starting over.
Like a refresh.
It's almost like a refresh, right?
I like that.
And I actually hate taking a little time away from the gym.
Yeah.
But taking those like 7 days or 10 days away from the gym, whatever it is, maybe probably about 7 or 8 days, it actually kind of reamps me and refires me up to kind of get going.
So I think it shocks your system.
Well, it
too.
shocks
Like
the system.
It's good to
But
do
it
that.
also is, it kind of almost like, for me personally, it's like I almost put new challenges, new goals. How do you personally approach the new year? Do you kind of do that in the in your health and your workouts, or is it kind of just another week, another month for you? How do you approach that?
No, I like your like I think for me, I think it's a good restart. I think also it's like mentally, I feel like the holidays we're eating so much, we're kind of like off our like it
Off the
whether,
routine.
Yeah, Christmas falls on a Sunday.
Monday.
Monday. Oh yeah,
Monday.
that's
So
even,
Christmas Eve's
yeah.
on Sunday night, I think. Right? Is that right? Monday?
Yeah,
I think it's Monday.
yeah. So Monday. So that means like we're very big with starting our week on a Monday. So I just feel
100%.
like
Yep.
it's also like you're just out of the routine, but I like that. I think I'm gonna do the same thing, and I've also switched up my workouts a little bit recently too. I've kind of doing like less, less like heavy weights. I'm trying to do a little bit more cardio, and I never did like abs so much, but I started doing abs a lot. But I feel like my abs have been looking a little
Popping
better.
a little more.
Yeah, popping a little more in my photo shoot today. I'm not gonna lie, but I was never a big ab person because I always
had
preach.
abs.
No,
always
not
lean
even-
stomach.
Yeah, but I was lean, but I always preach like abs are made in the kitchen, and I really truly still think they are. But I think now I'm noticing like I'm feeling a little tighter and stuff, which I think I need to do abs. I just always want
your
to
core.
stay.
Sometimes people, it's doing core work is very important.
Yes.
Even though you might not see people's abs, they have a very strong core.
But I do
Their
have a
stomachs
strong
feel
core
better.
because of everything else that, all that my
Yeah.
other workouts. And I feel like doing legs really strengthens your core, and I've been doing that for a long time. But yeah, so I've switched up my workouts a little bit, but I'm actually excited to switch it up starting the new year and maybe just I don't know, like just it's a new year.
What
So
is
it's
what
like,
is some of your goals in 2024 that you would like to do on the health wealth kind of aspect of your life, like the physical, like you just said, you're changing the. What is something you want to do in 2024, and how are you going to stick with it? What's your game plan to stick with it? Because like we talked about earlier, everybody goes into the new year, they're all excited. Oh, January 1st, I'm gonna get a gym membership.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna not drink for a month or whatever their perspective is. Also, we'll dive into this in a second too, but I want to talk about it. This very popular right now is the water fast.
Yeah.
But what is, first of all, before we jump into that, what is something you want to challenge yourself 2024 in the gym?
It's a great question. I feel like I want to switch up my routine a little bit. I want to get a little bit more involved in, like, I always say this, and this is another, like, I do it sometimes and then I kind of slack off, but like, I want to do more Pilates and yoga and just like different.
I'm so bad at that stuff, the
I know,
stretching
like,
and
because
stuff.
I need to stretch more. I need to, like, I always, get in the gym, I do a little stretching, and then like I'm lifting heavy, and like I just feel like I don't need to put on more muscle. And I feel like with our wedding coming up next year, in November, like I was trying on wedding dresses, and I felt like my arms were like
Too jacked?
I was jacked. My mom even said, she's like, you need to do more cardio. I was like, you need to do more cardio. But we were laughing about it. But I think it's because when you see like a muscular, and I'm shorter, so like I don't know, I just looked like really jacked. I'm like, okay, I don't need to do more with my arms.
Sometimes I've seen you you don't want to get like, you don't want a little bit, a little butchy back,
Butchy?
Whatever.
What do you mean butchy?
You've been you've had the shoulders jacked up sometimes. I'm like, babe, you don't need to do so much upper body.
I don't
'Cause
do
you have
that
such
much
amazing
upper
lower body.
I actually do more lower body
No,
than
I'm
upper.
just joking
but
with
I think
you.
it's because I have a lot of muscle and I've been lifting for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I am gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to do some Pilates,
Okay.
but I want to I don't know. I really like getting my heart rate up. Like that's why I do cardio. You always say like, oh, you do so much cardio, but I do the cardio because I like mentally, I feel good from it. It releases endorphins, serotonins. Like right after I do that cardio, I immediately feel like I can like attack my day and get on with it. But so I just want to like maybe get a different routine. I want to switch it up.
You know, it's funny you say that. I need to do more cardio because I've always, football was always my cardio.
Yeah.
So I never went on the treadmill and ran. So I always did football drills. But even after football, when I went to wrestling, so when I was in the ring, that was like my cardio.
Yeah.
There's one thing I really cannot stand is I see you at the gym. You go on the treadmill or the Stairmaster for 45 minutes. I cannot do that.
Stand it?
No, I can't stand doing that.
Oh, yeah. Well, some people,
I can't stand
people don't,
doing it.
I did it like a couple times, a couple weeks ago, like 45 minutes and an hour sometimes.
There's no way.
But I never thought I could
There's
do the
no way.
Stairmaster. But listen,
I can't do it.
It's the same thing like anything, though. I used to be on the Stairmaster, and I remember my coach would have me do like 25 minutes. Sometimes he had me do it with like weights, and I would like die. I was like, this is brutal. And then like once you get past that like 25, 30 minutes, all of a sudden like 40 minutes, it's like nothing. It's just like anything, like the Peloton.
Yeah.
I got so used to doing 45 minutes on the Peloton that it was like I couldn't do anything less than that.
But you also just said something, though. This is what people misconstrued a little bit. You said getting your heart rate up.
Yeah.
And that's a great point, right? But people think, like, they think of cardio is like, oh, I need to do cardio to lose weight. But, like, you could get your heart rate up other ways than just go on a treadmill.
Oh, for sure.
Or go on a
Sometimes
Stairmaster.
Going on the treadmill doesn't
Like,
even get your heart
so
rate up.
For me, it's like I create, like, circuits. Because I know, like, you got to find your niche. You got to find what you're comfortable doing. Like, I love to train. I love to lift weights. I love that kind of things. But, like, for some reason, I cannot just sit there and like walk on the Stairmaster for 40 minutes or walk on the treadmill or run on the treadmill. So I've always like, if I want to get my heart rate up, I'll create more of like a circuit.
It's because you have zero patience and you can't stay in one place and more than
But you got to
2
find
minutes.
your niche. But
Yeah,
the point is find your
Listen,
niche.
Sometimes it's like I don't know. I get emails done. I do stuff when I'm on the treadmill, like even on the Stairmaster. Like I get a lot of stuff done when I'm doing it, so I feel like accomplished.
Yeah.
But I could see how some people like it gets boring for sure.
100%.
But what are some of your 2024 or your switch ups with your routine or what you want to do starting 2024 when it comes to working out?
Well, kind of like I said, like the new year is always like, for me, it's like kind of like that wind down to challenge yourself to go back up. So for me, like I know when I go into the new year, I'll create more of like a higher intensity, higher reps, lighter weight workout. And I'll kind of do like the pyramid where I'll start with like maybe let's say 15 reps of everything with like 90-second rest. And as I drop to 15 reps, the next week maybe I'll do 12 reps but heavier weight. Next week I'll do 10 reps but heavier weight. And I'll do 8 reps the next week but heavier weight. So as you kind of go more of like the first 2 or 3 weeks is higher reps, higher intensity, more low, that gets your heart rate up more, right? It gets like, that's for me, that's getting my heart rate up. And I like the challenges because as you kind of pyramid down, let's say week 8 to 10, now you're up like 4 or 5 reps, but heavyweight. And you're kind of testing your strength, see where you're at, and then you kind of can reset that. So for me, I want to just challenge myself in that aspect of it. But also, like you said, I do, I just turned 40, and I do think I need to stretch a little more. Maybe a little more Pilates. I know a lot of people love yoga.
Yes. I do love the yoga.
That's something I want to get into yoga. I also want to get more, I know, shout out to 10X Gary Becca all over Instagram. I've been following him. I know he helped Dana White. I know he helped Steve Harvey. I saw some of the celebrities, but I've really been watching his Instagram the last couple weeks, actually a couple months. And he's the one who's really big on the water fast that I just did.
I want to do that really bad.
I just did it like 3 weeks ago. Shout out to him. It was unbelievable. But he's big on 3 things every day. The cold tub, which I already do.
Yep.
Breathing. Breathing techniques, a breathing system that helps get more oxygen into the body. And then he likes like pure sunlight first thing in the morning. He actually
I like that.
He actually breaks it down where before I think it was 9 o'clock, there's no UV rays in the sun, so there's no harmful rays. So if you get the sun like 7, 8 o'clock, it's actually very beneficial for you. So I'd actually,
vitamin D.
Yeah, like I would actually really like to get more consistent with my breathing.
So do your breathing exercises that you do in the sun when you're in Florida.
Well, that's what he does.
Yeah, and
He does
then
that.
you get the best of both right there.
Yeah, so
And then you
I
jump in the
just
cold
want to.
tub.
And again, I think I want to get a little more. I mean, I've always been a big advocate on the morning routine that I preach about. I just would like to add a couple more things to the morning routine, and
I like
one is
that.
the breathing.
I like that. And I want to add that too as well.
And then we'll do the water. I know you couldn't do the water fast with me, but we'll do the water fast maybe in the next what? When do you want to do it?
I'd say we maybe not right after the holidays, but I think like a couple weeks after the holidays, I would love to do it.
In January sometime?
In January, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I really want to do it. I've been reading a lot, seeing a lot of videos on it too, recently on Instagram.
Definitely
and the whole-
trending.
yeah. Autophagy, is that it? Autophagy?
Well,
Am I
there's
saying that right?
Well, there's a lot
know
of
a lot
different
of it, but-
stages. Like, they break it down. I mean, like they say, like at like hour 13 where you're fasting, there's a certain stage that kicks in. I don't want to use the wrong terminology, but there's like benefits at like 13 hours. Then it's like the next benefit is like 24 hours, where like another stage in your body kicks in, and then another one's like maybe 36 or 40 hours, and then like the max. They say the max benefits you get is 72 hours. And 72 hours, I guess, is basically the part where your good cells start eating your bad cells,
Right.
which the bad cells can lead to cancer, Alzheimer's, bad
Which is,
diseases.
I believe, called autophagy.
Autophagy, yeah, I think it is. I
I'm
think you're
saying
right.
that right.
Absolutely.
I'm no expert in this. I've just been watching some videos, and you've been educating me a little bit with it too.
So I'm excited.
I really want to do it. We should do it together.
No, we have to do it together.
Because the last time he did it and I didn't do it, I was at a signing.
Was I cranky?
No, you actually weren't bad. I was surprised.
I wasn't
actually
bad.
Really good until he had to pick me up
From the airport.
from the airport, Newark Airport, and he was a maniac. And I was like, "Oh my God, eat something, please!"
But you know,
there was traffic.
But just to kind of give everyone listen out there on this podcast, and I'm gonna tell you something. And Mandy can vouch for this, I am the crankiest individual if I don't eat every 3 hours.
Really hangry.
No, really, I do. Like the way I train my body is if I don't eat every 3-4 hours, she knows if I'm hungry because I get cranky. But it just kind of shows you that your mind is in control. I told myself when I started to fast, I said, "Body, shut the fuck up. I'm not eating till Sunday." And you know what? I got to be completely transparent. It was a lot easier than I thought, because it just shows you how powerful the mind is when you tell your body who's in charge. And that's, for me, it was like one of the moments where, like, I never thought I could do it. I remember even like 6 months ago to a year, I had a couple buddies that were talking about doing it, and I think it just got popular. But even like a year ago, I was like, bro, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
Not eat for 3 days. You're crazy.
Are you kidding me? Especially the way you are.
100%. So, but then I learned
you can do
about
anything.
it. But it was more of a challenge. So if anybody's hesitating out there, trust me, you can do it. Put your mind to it, and feel the benefits. There really is. They say
they feel really great.
I felt great.
Yeah.
I felt unbelievable. They say it's more for the internal benefits, but I was actually, I shredded probably about 5 or 6 pounds.
He was looking a little frail.
I was looking a little frail.
I'm not
gonna lie to you. I mean,
I was time to eat.
I looked a little.
You got a little skinny.
I did. My muscle mass wasn't there really, but it came back kind of quick.
It came back though, yeah.
But I think it was good because I think it's more of a mental thing as well. So
for sure.
That was
telling
huge.
yourself that you can do it, definitely.
So my question to you is, what was your worst habit you picked up in 2023?
That's a good question. My worst habit I picked up.
Come on.
Know if I have a really bad habit. Let me ask you.
You get that same question.
No. Because you're around me, obviously, like a lot, and we've been spending a lot of time with each other last year. Because yesterday marked a year since I was released from WWE, and it's been a crazy year. But we got to spend a lot of time together. But what would you think? What would you think my worst habit that I picked up? Uh-oh.
I don't know if I want to get slapped right now. Honestly, I think one of the worst habits, and I do it too. I do it too. But I think it's a really bad habit. We sit down at night.
Being on my phone during
We sit
TV.
down at night, guys, and this is not exaggeration. We have a nice dinner. We always
Not at dinner, though.
No, not dinner. We wind down. We get on the couch, and I'll put a movie, Netflix, or whatever on. This is no exaggeration, guys. I'm not being funny. If we're on the couch for 2 hours, this is an hour 58 minutes. She doesn't even look at the TV. Like literally, I mean,
First of all,
I can watch a whole movie, And I'll be like, babe, you like that movie? Yep. And I think it's a bad habit because I actually catch myself sometimes just strolling on on Instagram or something. I'm like, and I'm not even actually seeing what's on the phone. I'm like, it goes blurry because you're just staring at the phone.
Yeah.
But you're like almost like you can't even put the phone down. So
Okay.
I think if I had to say a bad habit, I think me personally too. I think we have to compartmentalize. Hey, this is TV time. This is me and you time to relax. We put our phones down and then we put them away from us. And actually, we could watch TV together. We could watch a movie together and talk about what we're, our day. But we do talk about our day. But I think the one habit you have is bad is like, I'm not joking with you. I don't think you put the phone down the whole time.
Okay. Two things.
No,
One, your movie choice is terrible.
Oh, it doesn't matter what movie I picked, though. That's the point I'm trying to tell you.
It's the same movie every time. It's like an action movie that we've watched like multiple times. And he, what else he does is he actually says the line before it comes, which is so irritating. I'm like, and meanwhile, it's like kind of messed up. It's not even like the actual. I'm like, oh. God.
Okay, we're not talking about the movie selection.
Okay, no.
We're talking about your habit. Your habit is your phone's in front of your face the whole time you're on the couch.
It's a bad habit. I actually thought about it right when you asked me, but I didn't really want to bring it up. It's a bad habit, but on the second aspect of it is like I do so many things work related on my phone that like by the end of the night, like I'm still working. I'm still doing things.
I'll give you that one. I understand
Everything
that a
is
little
through my
bit.
phone, whether it's talking to my social media people that run my OnlyFans account, this, that. Like there's so many things. Emails. Like now I'm helping out with my dad's business. Like, and it's volunteer work.
We both
for me.
do a lot.
I enjoy doing it.
But I think it's important that we both go into 2024 and we put restrictions on this phone right here.
I think so.
Especially social media, especially all those platforms that we go staring at for no reason at all.
Yeah, well, I agree because when we have children, there will be no phones at the table. Like dinner, my dad was really big on dinner time. I'm sure your parents were too.
No
like
TV.
Dinner time, no TV.
No TV, no phone.
Dinner time was like where the whole family catches up as a family. How's your day? How was school? Blah, blah, blah. No phones, no iPads. Like, sometimes a lot of parents say this and I'll probably get people will comment because everyone says like, oh, I'm not giving my kid an iPad. But then until you have a kid and it shuts them up
say it always
for a
shuts
good
them up. I know.
hour, like then so I can't talk because we don't have kids. But like at your own house, in your own house at dinner, like none of that. But you want to know your worst habit? I've been waiting for
First of all, you didn't even ask me yet. And I didn't even.
Actually, let me
Go ahead. You tell me my worst habit.
I don't really know. Well, this isn't really a 2023
my worst habit. Go
habit.
ahead. Go ahead.
There's a few on the list.
Okay, so
what's kidding?
What's my worst habit?
So, well, you have a little obsession with golf and poker, but that's besides the point. That's more of like a hobby. But that wasn't what I was going to bring up. What I was going to bring up was that you need to work on your patience. But I always tell you this. This isn't just 2023. This is life.
But I'm getting better.
He's getting better. But he sometimes, like, the patience and, like, his own friends, actually, Ray Lewis told you, like, one day we were sitting all together, and I was like, yes. He's like, oh, no, you watch Rockstar. Once Sabby has kids, he'll learn patience real quick.
Yeah, but you have no choice at that point, they say.
Right, but, like,
patience.
Let's start now.
No, I start now.
Yeah, good job, okay.
So is that my 2024
I mean,
New Year's resolution?
I don't know. Is that even a habit, though?
No.
I feel like that's not really.
That's not a habit.
What's your worst habit that you think you had in 2023?
Habit? I'll be honest with you. I would actually say that paying too much attention to your phone.
Yeah.
I actually think, and I actually tried to do
we all
this.
do it.
I tried to do this. I bought an alarm clock for our bedroom because I wanted to put my phone in the kitchen when we go to bed. But that's my phone's like my alarm.
But that makes me nervous because, like, God forbid there's an emergency.
No, I know. But I think less social media. I really do believe and social media has, and obviously I'm grateful. You're grateful.
Yeah.
We made a lot of money on social media. And you make a living on your social media. That's a great thing. But I also think, I said this earlier, social media misconstrues people's view of other people. Right? They think other people's lives are so much better than theirs. And that's how some people slip into depression and some people get unhappy and they're not in the moment in their life. So I do think maybe if I had to say sometimes, like, just limit your access to your social media, limit your access to what you see, and be more in the moment and more present. And I know when me and you have dinner with no phones, and I try to, we have date night tonight. We'll do it tonight after this, and we do it, and there's no phones. But for me, I think that's something I would like to maybe do in 2024 is to limit that for sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Definitely
I should try it too. It's just so hard though. Like when a lot of your work is to do with social media, like I'm very rarely like scrolling through TikTok watching videos. Like sometimes I am. Well, like during your bad movie choices, yeah.
No, bad movies.
Actually, TikTok is entertaining.
You guys, she keeps saying bad movies though. I say every single night before I pick a movie, hey babe,
what do you
pick a movie, babe. Pick whatever you want. You know what she says?
I don't care.
Oh, you pick a movie. As she's scrolling. So, it's
okay. Anyway,
but go ahead.
Change of subject now.
But I listen. I'm also very excited. I know this podcast is not really going to be our traditional one about the inspiring true stories and what we usually dive into. But I really am excited to kind of really start this journey, back in the new year, fresh start. We had so many great guests. We got Michael Vick coming on. We got Ray Lewis coming on. We got people coming on that I think is really going to have a great message. So just to talk about, again, kind of going into this new year, 2024 is going to be a very exciting year for Power Alphas. And I think, I always like to go in with the mindset that this is going to be the best year yet.
Yeah.
Because that's how you want to set up yourself financially and motivate yourself physically, mentally, and all that above. So I am very excited to spend Christmas with your family and my family in our new home. Yeah. And you know what another thing too is
going to unfold.
The new thing too is what I really love up here. Growing up in Florida, and we've talked about this before. I missed, I think, 10 Christmases in a row chasing my dream. And that's come back to the sacrifice that we always talk about on the show. But now that I'm at this stage of my life with you, and I'm happiest I've ever been, but being up here for the holidays, you don't really get that holiday feel in Florida like you get it in New York.
Yeah, you really don't.
And I'm really enjoying the holiday feel up here with just the cold weather and the lights and the Christmas trees that
I
are
really
just.
hope we get a white Christmas.
We're not. I checked today already.
Oh, you did?
Yep. I checked the 10-day. He knows. He's smiling back there.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be a little warmer than normal, they say.
Well, we haven't had snow up here like the last couple winters, that much snow. Really.
I did see, I think it was the 26th or the 27th, that there was snow flurries at night. I did see that.
You did? Yeah. I was like when your parents came
I would like to see snow because we have a bunch of land. I want to see our land all covered in white, and my parents will be here. My brother will be here. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of people at the house.
I'm a little nervous. Where are they going to sit?
I know. Honestly, we don't even have enough chairs, tables, an oven to cook. So it's gonna be really interesting. But it's the holidays, and as long as we're all together, it'll be nice. My family's been through a lot the last year, and I just feel like it's always nice for everyone to be together. And I'll be able to help them out at the deli. I might not be home the night before, but it's okay. No, I'm gonna come home.
We're going to Christmas Eve to our family in New Haven. Yes. My dad's side. Connecticut. So that's going to be pretty exciting as well.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But
what was the other thing I wanted to say about?
The deli you were talking about?
No, not that.
I know you guys don't sleep for like 2 days. Your dad doesn't.
Yeah.
And every year I've known your pop. So I think we've been up here the last 2 Christmases. Yeah. Every year he says after Christmas Eve, he goes, "That's the last year I'm ever doing it."
Oh yeah, he literally does that every year.
Every year.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this year is going to be like the craziest one.
Oh, this one's going to be 10 times 2 or 3 because it's the clientele is even.
The whole idea eventually with this is weaning my dad out, and getting him into retirement, but semi-retirement, because he's the type of guy that really can't be retired because he likes to just keep busy. But we would love to have my brothers kind of run the show, and my dad come in and do his thing, make his fresh mozzarella, and leave by noon, go play golf, go do stuff. So that's the ultimate goal. So if you see my dad and he's looking like a crazy man and he's all overwhelmed, that's because right now it's the beginning of it, and it's very busy. But
when we come back up here in the summer, to get away from the Florida heat, I'm gonna really try to get your dad into golfing once a week with me.
Yeah,
maybe get him going again.
That. Yeah.
Just to maybe
his
even
other friend golfs a lot too. That
really?
came in the other day. Yeah, he was telling me some courses for you. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. He would love that. It pops.
Yeah,
you always call him pops.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for your family. So let me ask you one thing. In 2023, sum up the year. If you had to sum it up, how would you sum it up in a couple sentences for you, for us? Like, how would you sum it up? Like, just
2023.
to close it out. Yeah, to close out the year.
Financial freedom.
Well, that's a constant creating that.
Well,
That
yes,
is constantly
but,
creating that.
I mean, you know, I posted that kind of video the other day on, you know, the year it's been of, it was exactly a year since I was released from my contract, and I got emotional during it because I spoke about my brother, but I also kind of got emotional because it was like seeing my fans, like I was trending like all day on Twitter because of my last match the day before and then my firing the next day, and just because my fans, like I don't think I ever realized in the moment. I mean, I realized in the moment of what I accomplished, but it was like I didn't realize how much of a amazing fan base
Absolutely.
I had
I told you that.
during that moment. Like I knew I always had fans, but what I did the last couple of years in NXT and become a champion for 413 days and, you know, just do what I did. Like I never realized how these fans are so like, and they're still they want me to come back. They want, you know, and it's so nice to see that because it's like, wow, it's just like, I don't know. I got emotional thinking about it and talking about it.
The video
So
was
I
great
just
you
like,
put out yesterday.
it was real. I mean, I literally like, I deleted it a couple times and then I just like, that's why it was like choppy, but I just thought that it should be like the real one. I didn't want to like, you know, stop crying and then go back. So it was just very emotional because of how amazing my fans are. And like, you know, after a whole year of like after my firing that they're still talking about me, they still want to see me come back, or they're still happy for me. They're still supporting me with other ventures that I'm doing. So it really meant a lot to me. And it's just crazy, like the year we've had. And just, you know, I think people kind of want to judge, or they want to see things their way. And, you know, they think maybe they don't agree with what you do and whatnot. And I really don't care what people think or anything like that. We created a lifestyle now for the both of us and for our future that it would have taken me a very, very, very long time to do in WWE. And I'm very grateful for the platform that it presented itself with. However, now I'm able to do so much more, and I'm not restricted, and I'm able to create my own story and tell my own story, create my own narrative, and do the things that I've always wanted to do as well with my brand, and just keep growing. And as a couple, we can do things together and stuff and not just be restricted. So, you know, that was kind of what I was trying to say as well. But, I only had a minute and 30 in that reel or whatever it was.
It was, listen, that was a great message yesterday, and it was a great message what you just said today. And you're absolutely correct. It is absolutely amazing to see these loyal fans to you. And I think that's just a perfect example of how well you did your craft. And I've always told you this. You did whatever they asked you to do, and you did it with confidence. You never complained. You never bitched. You never moaned. Whatever role they wanted you to play, you accepted it, and you did the best you could. And to be honest with you, your last year and a half there was absolutely amazing, becoming double champ and becoming probably the hottest superstar NXT ever had, and one of the biggest factions they ever had for sure. But to me, it's really a reflection of who you are as a woman. And I think, again, we talk about this, that people don't put enough emphasis on choices, but you are in a position you are today because you've made a lot of great choices. Mm-hmm. And I think you said financial freedom. I think that's something we've always worked on together, but I think that's also a reflection on your choices of what you did throughout your life. So now, yes, we get to reap the benefits. And the exciting thing is you touched on 2024. You know, we have a new company coming out, a new brand coming out.
Yes.
Stay soon. We're not announcing
Coming
it yet,
soon,
but we have a lot of guys working behind the scenes already, and we're excited to talk about that in 2024. So that's something I'm looking forward to with you that will help us, you know, with the financial freedom part, hopefully as well. So I think I'm excited to go on that journey. But you said it best. I love the fan support you got. And I told you this. Do you remember I used to text you every Tuesday night when you used to go out and you were champion? I used to always say, nice, good luck text, how much I love you, how proud I am. But remember, I always used to say, be in the moment and appreciate the moment. And I didn't want to say this in a bad way or a negative way, but I always said, it will be over at one point. And I didn't want to be like the negative Nancy, they say. But the reason why I said it will be over is because you have to remember to be in the moment, because it could end like this.
Yeah.
It ended like this for you.
And it did.
It ended like that for me in the NFL. I mean, you know my story. I started my last game on national TV, and then all of a sudden I was done. Never got a new contract, and it was just a long story I want to get into. But the point I always just tell you that was because, you know, 1 second they love you, and 1 second they hate you.
Well, you always used to tell me sugar to shit and shit to
It's
sugar.
sugar to shit and shit to sugar in a snap of a finger.
Yep.
And I think the reason when you did get released a year ago that you catapult yourself in this journey was because you stayed so humble and you worked so hard, and you always made the right decisions. Where I said this before, WWE did a wrongdoing, and I think the fans see it, and I think the fans appreciate it. I think that's why your fans are so loyal to you.
Yeah.
And
Our fans are like, you know, they're very smart. Like, the
absolutely.
writing's on the wall. I mean, I didn't have to talk or say anything because I thought it was.
They were
best
talking
that
for you.
My fans were talking for me, and they saw what
Absolutely.
was going on, and it is what it is. You know, I'm not bitter. I've had some amazing.
Bitter. You should be grateful.
No, I'm very
and
grateful,
thankful for
and I always
WWE
am.
for
But
trying
like you
to screw
said,
you.
yeah, but like you said, I've just always been grateful, and I've done everything that I was told to do. I have been, you know, if not more, my dedication and my you know, owning my craft has always been very special to me, and it is from the choices I've made, and that's before WWE. Just like you know, we've all got to these places, you know, different paths, and it doesn't matter how we got there, right? Like it's because of the choices we've made or the choices you made, and that's why you have to be grateful. And I also always tell the young girls, because, and that's anyone out there listening, is be in the moment, but know that, you know, everyone's replaceable.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you got to use them just as much as they use you, because at the end of the day, you're just another.
Because they will
It's just
fire
another-
you in a second.
Yeah, it's just how it is.
Absolutely. I remember my coach told me in the NFL, this actually was crazy to me. I just got drafted. I was a second round pick. I think it was like a week into my career. And my coach said to me, he goes, remember one thing, Sabby? He goes, the day they draft you, the next day they're trying to replace you.
Exactly.
And that kind of resonated with me, like, wow, this is one of those businesses where, like, okay. And I think, you know, I think a nice message for that, what you just said too, is like you said choices, right? I think we don't put enough emphasis on that. I think every day you wake up, you have two things. We talked about this before. You have a chance and a choice. And I think it's something that people are listening to this. Remember, put a little more emphasis on the choices you make every single day. You might think it's small. You might think it's not, doesn't matter, but it does matter. Every decision you make actually does matter. And I think that's the thing I would like to focus on in 2024. I just thought about that. I want to actually be more detailed on the choices I make, on the little choices. It could be making my bed in the morning. You know, if your closet is all over the place, I feel like your life will be all over the place. Like everything should be organized. They say that, you know, how you do something is how you do everything.
Of your
Absolutely. So that's another thing I would
for sure.
want to focus on 2024.
I like that.
You just reminded me on that one. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a real good one. So,
and you know, we're all, Sabby and I are both about like evolving and becoming better. I mean, you know, there's mistakes we're gonna make along the way, just like we both have in our careers. But it's all about, you know, making those mistakes and changing and doing better and waking up the next day and being like, you know what? It is what it is. It's in the past. It's time to move on. How can we be better today
Absolutely.
or tomorrow? So
Absolutely.
Everyone out there listening, it's like, you know, nobody's perfect. We all make bad decisions here and there. We've been there before, but it is what it is. It's life, and that's how you learn.
Absolutely. No, that's so well said. And like you said, I always challenge myself every day to become a better version of myself. I've always said it's you versus you. It is you versus you. Don't compare yourself to nobody. Don't think, oh, I need to outwork that next guy next to me at the gym. No, you don't. You need to outwork yourself. You need to outwork what you did yesterday. And even like you said, we're always evolving. I'm always trying to see how we can live healthier, how we can live that anti-aging kind of health system with always learning about the body.
For sure.
So for me, I love the challenge though, right? I love it interests me.
Definitely.
So for that being said, that's amazing.
Our whole life has been a challenge, which is...
Life is a challenge.
It's what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So guys, thanks for listening. We're very excited for 2024 and what's to come, as you know, we're getting married.
Woo!
Big
11-2. 24?
Save the date.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're very excited for that. And also, thanks for listening. We're excited to keep this podcast rolling. Like Sabby said before, we have some really exciting guests coming soon. So stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe so you get the notifications. We are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and basically, anywhere where you watch your podcasts. So hope you guys are enjoying. Also, if you want to put some questions in the comments, we'd love to answer those questions on the next episode. And happy holidays, happy New Year, and we'll see you guys soon.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.